It's the big question tonight. Could we witness this again? Hundreds of people taking to the streets to show their support for Cuba. And tonight there is another protest. It's planned in Altamont Springs in Seminole County.
And that protest set to begin at 6 o'clock near the intersection of 436 and 434.
These protests are testing the new law, and law enforcement agencies around the state are figuring out how to enforce it. Fox 35's Dave Puglisi is joining us live right now. And Dave, what should these protesters keep in mind so that they don't get into trouble?
Amy, that protest set to begin around here in about an hour. But for those who do come out, legal experts warn to be aware of your surroundings.
If you see other people engaging in activity that appears like it's becoming violent, okay, or they're hurting property, you need to leave.
That is the advice of legal expert Whitney Boan to people about to take to the streets in protest. The state of Florida's combating public disorder law, passed in April, is in effect. If things at a protest turn violent or about to become violent, law enforcement can step in with hefty consequences.
It's a third-degree felony if you engage in this sort of behavior, even in the context of a public protest, if it elevates to violence or property damage.
According to Orlando police, under the state statute, also referred to as the anti-rioting law, an arrest, regardless of the charges, is mandatory 30-day jail time. Although departments we checked with are using their own discretion when and how to enforce it.
We decided we were going to continue to do business as usual.
That decision on display Tuesday night as a demonstration in solidarity with Cuban protesters spilled onto South Cimarron Boulevard. The act inconveniencing others is punishable under the state law, but instead Orlando police used their discretion. They gave several warnings to those blocking the roadway to return to the sidewalk. One person was arrested for breaking a city ordinance rather than the much harsher state statute.
We want to make sure that people can exercise their rights as long as they do it as a law-abiding citizen.
Orlando police says that this doesn't mean that they won't use the state statute in the future. There's always that chance. But again, this comes down to each individual department and how they plan to implement it. And that's why legal analysts say to beware. Now, we will be out throughout the evening with more updates on this protest. But that's the latest in Altamont Springs. Dave Puglisi, Fox 35 News.